When Linda Kasabian takes the stand to testify as the prosecution's star witness, Manson makes a slitting gesture across his throat. But Bugliosi has prepared his witness well, encouraging her to come clean so that she can start a new life with her 2 children. Kasabian spends 18 grueling days on the witness stand, but faces up to the intimidation, implicating Manson in the murders. It's a major turning point in the trial, and dozens of witnesses and experts follow Kasabian's lead. Piece by piece, Bugliosi builds a convincing argument that Manson is the mastermind behind the murders. Now he must explain the motive behind the ritualistic slaughter of 7 strangers, complete with slogans of hate scrawled in human blood. Pigs, according to witnesses, is Charlie's derogatory term for rich white people, not the police, who are more common targets of the phrase. Bugliosi's meticulous research leads jurors back to Manson's favorite Beatles record, the White Album, which includes such songs as Revolution, Piggies, and Helter Skelter. Bugliosi draws out testimony from various witnesses that Manson considers the album to be prophecy. He feels its lyrics speak directly to him about a coming revolution Manson calls Helter Skelter, in which blacks will overthrow whites. In Manson's twisted vision, the black race will be incapable of ruling. Manson himself will then rise up to lead a white master race that will dominate the world. The Tate LaBianca murders, Bugliosi concludes, are Manson's attempt to jumpstart Helter Skelter, to show black revolutionaries how it should be done, while triggering fear and retribution in whites. As far-fetched as this scenario sounds, Bugliosi offers the jury convincing testimony and physical evidence to back it up.
I proved to the jury that only Manson had a motive for these murders, and that motive was Helter Skelter. And when those 2 words were found printed in blood at the murder scene, I argued to the jury that that was tantamount to Manson's fingerprints being found at the scene.
In late autumn, the prosecution rests its case. The defense also rests without calling a single witness, including Charles Manson.
Mr. Manson could have taken a witness stand. He could have denied that he told these girls to go out there and do these things, but he would have been faced with one formidable enemy, and that formidable enemy is the cross-examination of Mr. Bugliosi.
By his own count, the obsessive Bugliosi spends several hundred hours preparing his summation. In his final opportunity to stop Manson, he reminds the jury of the unspeakable brutality of the murders and of the ongoing agony inflicted on so many people. Finally, on January 25th, 1971, after deliberating nearly 10 days, the jury returns its verdict.
When the jury comes in a death penalty case, the clerk of the court reads what the verdict is. It's an extremely suspenseful moment. So suspenseful that sometimes lawyers, if they have a bad heart or whatever, they send a colleague down to take that verdict, because it's either life or death. It's a very suspenseful moment, and I looked down at Manson, and his hands were trembling again.
The court clerk reads the verdict. Manson and his co-defendants are guilty as charged. Vincent Bugliosi has won. Each defendant, including Tex Watson in a later trial, will serve life terms in prison after the death penalty is abolished in California the following year.
The district attorney's office and I personally and the Los Angeles Police Department are very, very pleased with the verdict. That goes without saying. We're all very, very happy.
The complete proceeding has taken more than 9 months at the time, the longest trial in U.S. history. Manson, soon to be convicted of Gary Hinman's murder as well, will attempt to stay in touch with Bugliosi, writing rambling letters from prison that go unanswered. To this day, he maintains his innocence. Sandra Good, for one, stands by him.
What Manson wants is rights in a court of law. He wants the right to defend himself. He sent me a letter not too long ago, and he said, look, if you ever see Bugliosi, tell him I said he was in fear of me as pro per. Pro per meaning his right to defend himself. He was in fear of me as pro per because I would have put his brain in my pocket. One-on-one, I would have retired his brain. How does he feel living on our blood? He's all he says we are.
Good continues to believe that Charlie never sought to dominate anyone.
He never wanted to be a leader. Some people just have that. They're born with it. They are natural leaders. He did not want to be a leader. But as I view the whole situation, I see him as heads and shoulders above any world leader of the 20th century. He's got the experience, he has the mind, he has the authority from God to do whatever he wants to do, and his will.
To Bugliosi, Sandra Good is living proof of Charlie Manson's danger to society.
Going into the trial, I looked upon Manson as an exceedingly dangerous human being with extraordinary powers over other people. So I knew I had to dedicate myself 7 days a week, 100 hours a week, to make sure that he was convicted and permanently removed from society. There was no doubt in my mind that if he were not convicted, he would have gone out and murdered as many people as he could have. He would have continued to murder.
I don't have any guilt. I know what I've done, and no man can judge me. I judge me.
Today, Vincent Bugliosi is retired as a prosecutor. All 5 defendants in the Tate LaBianca murder case are also retired, serving life sentences in the California prison system. Nearly a dozen other Manson family members have been convicted of crimes ranging from murder to threatening the life of a president. Of the original group, only Lynette Squeaky Fromm and Sandra Good remain loyal. Yet their undying devotion to Charles Manson serves as a reminder of just how dangerous self-made messiahs can be, whether they be in Waco, Jonestown, or Los Angeles. Charles Manson was but one self-appointed prophet. Sadly, there will probably be others. I'm Gerald McRaney. Thanks for joining us on Rivals.